Hi, it's Marie Fell from the Pilates Physio. I'm just going to run through quickly some tummy muscle anatomy in pregnancy, just so that we can understand and get our heads around a little bit more about how the tummy muscles lengthen during pregnancy, and what people mean by the gap in the rectus abdominal. They call it a diastasis that you can quite commonly get in pregnancy. So what I've done on my tummy, as you can see, pregnant tummy, is these blue lines down the front represent my rectus abdominal muscle. So the six-pack muscle that runs down the front of our tummy in pregnancy. So imagine I had my six-pack still, they'd be there. It lengthens and separates. So to accommodate for growing uterus and baby, these muscles have to lengthen. So if you're carrying baby all at the front, which we can sometimes call a torpedo baby, or like you've got a football shoved up your jumper, and if I turn sideways, you can see that's what's happening with me, that the bump's all at the front. Then my rectus abdominal muscle has to lengthen to accommodate the baby growing. So it's quite common that you do get the muscles kind of lengthening down and slightly separating out, particularly around the belly button. So the muscle attaches from the top of the breastbone down to the bottom of the pubis bone, and that's your six-pack muscle, the rectus abdominis, that goes down. So in between this muscle here, where this kind of gap is, I should probably colour that in, we have what we call connective tissue. And down the middle of our tummy, there's a line called the linea alba. And the connective tissue is what we refer to medically as fascia. It's skin that helps keep everything taut and pulled in. Now, during pregnancy, obviously that can stretch and lengthen, which is what your body's designed to do. It's very, very clever. And then it's postnatally that is the kind of gap and width that people are measuring when they encourage you to measure the gap around just above your belly button, slightly above and slightly below. So what we're looking for is a tension in that connective tissue. So it's not just about how far the gap is, it's also about how deep the fingers can disappear down postnatally. So during pregnancy, what we advise you to do is work the transverse abdominal muscles, which are your natural corset muscles that run round from your rib cage, right around the tummy, down to the pelvis, and then they attach right around the back onto your spine. So it's a huge sheet of muscle that comes all the way up the abdomen. So if I had a pen, I'll draw this on in a minute, it's a bit like making bumps smile. So when you work the transverse muscle, if I draw the tummy up and in, you can see that nice lift, and it's like I'm making baby smile and I'm giving baby a hug. And I'm still working those muscles into the middle towards that linea alba, keeping my connective tissue working. And then when I relax and let go and soften and expand, you see the belly just expands that way. So if I do that sideways, hopefully you'll see that a bit better. But the transverse muscles, remember, they attach all the way around the abdomen. This is what helps draw the muscles back towards the middle. But if I get my hand out of the way and I draw my muscles in, you can see that bump gently lifts and gently comes in towards the middle. And I can hold that muscle because it's strong from my Pilates, and then I can relax and let the muscle expand, and you can see what happens to the abdomen when I do that. So I've got relatively good tone in my abdomen still, following my pregnancy, just because of all the Pilates that I do. But I know for a fact that my rectus abdominal muscles will have lengthened and separated because I'm carrying baby all at the front. But I do know that I can still work my transverse and obliques to bring that in, just to help keep that connective tissue in the middle supple and some tension there. So hopefully post-baby, I will have a slight gap, which is normal, but not too much of a depth. And it's the depth that sometimes you need to be more aware about. So I hope that gives you a little bit of anatomy lesson about your rectus abdominal. Your six-pack comes down the front. Your transverse muscles wrap round the middle. And then obviously you've got obliques that wrap round the sides as well. During pregnancy, they all stretch and adapt and lengthen. But it's really important we keep these transverse muscles, the ones that come across the tummy, switched on, to give our pelvis lots of support, as well as hopefully to maintain the linea alba connective tissue, bit of tension there. So post-baby, the muscles will come back together a little bit easier. So I hope that explains the anatomy for you a little bit of your tummy during pregnancy. Bye for now.